With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
In this question, it has been stated that evolution has exhibited a greater stability of molecular structure than morphological structures. Now we have to comment on the statement and explain whether we agree with this or not. Now, as we all know, evolution is a continuous process. It's a force that is always active in nature, and it is because of evolution that we see gradual changes in all life forms over long periods of time. Now, when we look at a population, what is a population? It's a group of individuals that belong to the same species. Now, even within a population, they are all of the same species. We will see that all of the members are not identical to each other. There is some sort of variation that we are always going to see. That is, in some characteristics, even members of the same population are going to differ from each other. So it is these variations that act as a basis for evolution. So we can say that even though when organisms are reproducing, their offspring resemble them, there are some subtle differences between parents and offsprings and even among the offsprings, which pile up over a long period of time and create these variations. And sometimes two groups become so different from each other that they turn into different species. So this is the process of speciation. In the question, what they are stating is that the molecular structure has remained more stable during the process of evolution than the morphological structures. Now, what is morphological structure? By this we mean the body parts of different organisms, plants, animals, all of them. And the molecular structures that we are talking about here is basically the genetic material. Now, we all know that in most of the organisms, the molecule which acts as a genetic material is deoxyribonucleic acid, the DNA. And it is of great significance in all living organisms. Why? Because the characteristics that these organisms are going to exhibit, all of their characteristics are dependent on their genes, their genetic makeup. Because what is there in DNA? DNA, we can say, if we talk about its chemical composition, it is made of polynucleotide chains which are made up by joining of one nucleotide to another. And in these polynucleotide chains, we see that there are nitrogenous bases in a particular sequence. And the sequence of nitrogenous bases in the DNA will determine what kind of proteins an organism is able to synthesize. So we can say that the DNA is going to code for the synthesis of proteins. And the entire body of living organisms is made of protein. If we look at human beings, our bone, muscle, skin, all of it is protein. So all of this is coded for or written in our DNA. So if there is a change in DNA, our characteristics are automatically going to change because it is the expression of this DNA which is responsible for whatever kind of organism it is going to be. So this statement is absolutely correct. They are saying that stability of molecular structure is greater than morphological structures. Now, these morphological structures are secondary. All of the body parts, all of the characteristics of an organism, as we have just discussed, depend upon what kind of genetic makeup they have. When their genes are going to be expressed, their body parts are going to be made because proteins will be synthesized according to the genes itself. So it is correct that over the process of evolution, the molecular structure remains stable when genetic material is passed on from one generation to the next, from the parent to its progeny. How is the hereditary information being transmitted? DNA is responsible for all of this. All of the hereditary information is stored as well as transmitted from one generation to the next through this DNA. And if this DNA is very mutable, it changes very rapidly, then the characteristics of parent are not going to be efficiently passed on to the progeny. So we can say that this statement is absolutely true. The stability of molecular structures remains preserved more so than the morphological structures during the course of evolution.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.